in the know for Sunday, May the 4th. And yes, we have a lot to unpack. Recent days have been bringing all sorts of interesting weather across the country. Take a look here on the beginning of May in parts of Ontario. It was a little bit gnarly, and yes, earlier in the week, even more significant weather to finish off April. But yes, the rainy pattern, something many in eastern Canada, especially southern Ontario, have been dealing with and will continue to deal with. Meanwhile, for Halifax, we had some patio construction going on. Of course, we're heading into that phase of the year. However, later that same day, cloudier skies did become a factor. It's also kind of a factor for today, which we'll be getting into more in your forecast. On the other side of the country, spring is in the air. Just ask this bee. Getting busy, and for some, we kind of leapfrogged spring into summer with some 30-degree temperatures. And unfortunately, with some of that heat and dry conditions, parts of British Columbia have seen wildfire season already get underway. And we'll have more updates on that throughout the day here on the Weather Network. Well, let's see what we have in store. My name is Matt Hamel alongside meteorologist Nadine. Nadine, we are now into the month of May and some interesting storylines, especially when we're looking at temperatures in the next few days.
Yeah, certainly so. It's all about where that ridge has parked itself. The ridge typically bringing the heat and the dry weather. But of course, you know, when we've got the ridge, on the flip side, there is usually a trough. And we've been seeing that heat across the west, like you were mentioning, Matt, and that warmth sticking around in the prairies for us as we head through the next few days with that trough across the east and all the active weather. So much so that we had records being broken the last couple of days. Kamloops on the 2nd, the first to get to that 30-degree mark, and then joining the club, we had Cold Lake for us yesterday. And that heat will continue across parts of the prairies for us as we head into the next few days, Matt. But if you take a look here at the May temperature progression for us, temperatures will steadily climb across the country, but certainly that 30-degree, Matt, that is an anomaly.
Yeah, I mean, like you just highlighted there, over the course of the month, we'd love to see those temperatures head in a positive direction. But yeah, the 30-degree temperatures, somewhat or quite unusual. But Nadine, looking ahead over the next few days, how's the temperature pattern looking in parts of Western Canada where we have been getting this summer-like heat in recent days?
Well, you know what? We still do have some high 20s for us for the rest of this weekend, and maybe even 30 degrees in a couple of spots in western Manitoba. But you can see here the trend for those major cities over the next 2 weeks. Trending above normal, but certainly not up to that 30-degree range. Meanwhile, the flip side, where we do have that persistent trough across the east, you'll see that white line, that is the average high. And across eastern Canada, we'll be bouncing, you know, up and down around that average, Matt, but certainly won't be anything too extreme.
Okay, so right now we're not seeing that corresponding leap into summer in the east. Maybe have to be a little patient if 30-degree temperatures are something you're interested in. Nadine, I think we can file you down for being interested in some 30-degree weather. You've made that very clear in our conversations.
Certainly so. And of course, we've got to watch the storm track, that ring of fire that we refer to it as, just circling in terms of the storm track around that ridge. There is one across the central U.S., but coming up for us this week, the next few days, we are looking at that ridge, a blocking pattern over the Atlantic. That's going to force a lot of moisture into eastern Canada, so we are looking at that kicking off the brand new work week.